Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Ooh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I wanna talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Corsicana, Texas. What's going on, DFW? What's going on, Houston, Texas? Welcome back to another episode of the Burning Coals podcast. We are your show hosts. I'll go by the name of Mr. Know It All Reactions. Give it up. Also coming in, our guy, the main guy. He goes by the name of Bougie Weirdo, B Dub. Give it up for Bougie Weirdo. And also coming into the Brandon Coles podcast, she's the first lady of the Brandon Coles podcast. She goes by the name of Educated Queen. Give it up for Educated Queen. And last and not least, the man, the myth, the legend. He goes by the one and only, the gentleman, Jamal. Give it up for gentleman Jamal. Yes, 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 yes. We are the Burning Coals podcast. Here is where we have fire interviews. We have hot topics, burning questions, searing conversations, and we say what needs to be said on this particular show. So, how are you guys doing on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday night? Hey, I want to tell you guys this, man. Please, please make sure you stay nice and cool outside. It has definitely been a hot one, and this weather has came out of nowhere, and it just it's almost like it's a premonition of what we have to look forward to for this summer. So like it's going to be definitely a hot summer. We're talking about triple digits, and you know how it is in Texas. So you want to make sure that you cool off. You want to stay inside of cool places. Make sure you drink plenty of water because you do not want to be out here traveling around, moving around inside this Texas heat when you're not hydrated at all. Because every year, right around this time, you guys already know that heat strokes are it happens to young, old, rich, poor. It does not matter. That heat stroke ain't nothing to play with. So you guys make sure you take the precautions every way possible to make sure that you stay safe out here in this heat, hydrated. And I cannot stress it enough. Make sure you be cool as well. So, it's just one of those type of things that, when here in Texas, that's what we have to deal with every single time. This desert don't play, it's humid, and it's just how it is. So you definitely got to make sure you stay tuned for all that and be careful. All right. So we do have in a comment section. We do have a comment section that we do have. And if you want to be able to put your comment on the show, you can definitely put it on the show. And we would definitely read those and read them out. And you can give your shout outs and you can do what you need to do, whatever, but we would definitely get to the bottom of it. And here's the thing, if you feel like you want to come on to the show, I got to paste it on here, but if you want to come on to the show, you can definitely look in the comment section above. You'll see the Burning Coal podcast twice. There's two streaming accounts that we have available, one for Facebook, and we also have one for YouTube. So if you want to come on to the show, give you a shout out. You want to say, hey, EQ, you show looking nice over there. Beautiful, beautiful scenery and everything like that. Give us a shout out. You can definitely go and do that. So I promise you, we will definitely bring you on the show and you can definitely fire off everything, whatever. But if you hit low, you got to make sure we go lower, just like Eric May says. So that being said, before you're ready to get started on this beautiful, beautiful Tuesday, the panel is here and everybody else will definitely be showing. EQ, I saw you just popped in, EQ. How you doing, sweetheart? How are you doing?
I am good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can definitely hear you fine.
All right. I am blessed. I'm above ground and not beneath. And I'm good. I don't have any complaints. I really don't. Just ready to dive into this show and let's talk about some stuff. Let's address the elephant in the room. And yeah. So hopefully the other panel people will be joining us. How was your Father's Day?
You know what? But, here's the thing. I don't celebrate Father's Day, but because every day to me is Father's Day, EQ.
That's right.
And you know how I feel about these holidays, whatever. But
Right.
When people did send me text messages or when they gave me phone calls or or posted on my account,
Mhm.
I welcomed all of them. I'm like, hey man,
Right.
appreciate you
Right.
for thinking about me, and happy Father's Day to you as well. So
Right.
I don't want to, just because I don't celebrate it, I don't really want to be. I don't want to acknowledge anybody that does. You see what I'm saying? So I
Right.
try to, yeah. So I try to make sure I be considerate, of
Gotcha.
other people when it, during this time or whatever. But other than that, I had a wonderful day. I can't complain about it at all.
Already.
Yeah, yep. But
Already.
I did treat myself, EQ. I did get something. Okay,
Uh-oh. What you
so
do?
I got a toy. I got a toy.
What kind of
Um,
drug you got?
well, listen, because I
Oh,
went.
okay. You scaring me. You talking about toys now.
So I bought. So if you, it might sound a little different because I bought a nice little setup. All
You
right.
sound real K104-ish.
Right. Yeah.
102.57 or whatever it's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah.
102.5 the blaze and stuff.
Right. So I bought this roadcast. I bought this roadcast system. It's a professional sound card. It makes your audio sounds great. It makes the sound effects sound great. But I have not put the sound effects on it right now because I'm
I
still
like
trying to
it.
work everything.
You
But
sound like that guy. What's his name? The racist guy. What's his name?
to my Don Lemon. No, I mean,
No,
no, what's the
what's
name of
his
that guy?
name? You know who I'm talking.
Yeah, yeah.
Sounded all sportcasterish like and stuff.
Right,
Like
right,
like
right, right.
but the sound is very crisp. It really is. Yeah, I
Yeah,
like the
yeah,
sound of
yeah. But I had to get it. This one guy, he sold it to me for his name is Don Imus, right? That's what you're talking
it.
about, Don
Is that
Imus.
his name? Dom Imus?
I
I guess
believe
that's his
so. Yeah, Don Imus. Yeah. So
name. Is
yeah,
that
this
his
guy,
name? Yeah.
Don Imus, he said this. He had to set the racial remarks about the Rutgers women, athletes or whatnot. So he made
He don't
those comments.
no, that's not who I'm talking about. That's
Oh,
not
okay,
him.
okay, okay.
Hold on. I think that you finna get mad at me when I say this.
No, no. See, now I'm with
God
you, like because
dog.
yeah, I'm now with you with it because when it's on the tip of your tongue, you be like, man, let me say what I remember that. It's gonna
Rush
bother you.
Limbaugh. That's his
Rush
name.
Limbaugh,
You
yeah,
sounded
Rush
like Rush
Limbaugh.
Limbaugh with your new microphone and all that over on your new Father's Day equipment. But I love it. You
Yeah, yeah,
deserve to treat yourself to something. And
most
yeah, you should.
definitely.
I love it. And
Right, right.
it's yeah, I be seeing you on Instagram on your what is it, know it all reactions and your love songs and your slow jams. I be like, look at him trying to set the
Yeah,
mood and set the tone for the night.
yeah.
I
But
can't
I'm
be
gonna tell you,
listening to that too long though.
oh, but EQ, they own me, EQ, because YouTube,
Oh
they got
yeah.
these copyrights. So I can't really put on YouTube like that. So if you guys are watching, if you want to watch the show for tomorrow, I'll be on Twitch at 9 o'clock on Twitch. Yeah, but YouTube, they pretty much cut me off like in the middle of a show. So
Really?
yeah, yeah. So it's just yeah, it's not doing so good at all over there.
I
So
mean, even if you put on there like, what is the disclaimer that everybody be putting on their page?
yeah,
I
I,
don't
I,
own the copyrights.
copyrights. Yeah.
yeah,
So,
but when but I do that because like on my face, on my on the face part of the show, I have on there. I do not own the rights to the song, whatever. But they still cut me off. Like I'm
oh
telling you,
wow,
like 20 minutes left on the show, they cut me completely off. So
wow. Well,
it is what it is.
and they are censoring and fact checking and all that on every platform.
Right,
I even
right.
saw a fact check on Twitter today, and I was like, Twitter? But
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
that's what it
Yep.
is.
But yeah, I like the system that I have though. The broadcast is
I
definitely
like it.
yeah, it sounds better. It does. It really does. And when you see the sucker, man, it's just really nice. So G man, how are you doing, my guy? I know you just walked on in. Yeah, what's going on, my friend?
Man, I'm glad to be here.
All right.
Ready to chop up some good game.
Yes, sir.
Get on EQs behind like I always do.
Catch these payas. You keep messing with me. My
He said get
students
on
say
E
that's what they call payas. Because when you
put
hit
those
them, pow, pow,
yeah, put those payas on you, huh?
yeah. I
Now
was,
they call pause because you a dog.
you get on
Oh
my
man,
nerves. I
boy,
can't
boy,
stand you.
boy, boy,
I can't
boy. Don't
stand you.
don't
Boy, he
don't
get
be
on
like
my
that, Jimmy Jamal. It's too early in the
nerves.
show for all
It
that, man.
is. He come on here with this foolishness.
Yeah,
Oh,
Where's
it's just
Bougie? What y'all do with Bougie?
B Dub said he gonna be on, but he'll be on here a little shortly.
he got
So
caught up in that Houston traffic. That's what it is.
oh, speaking of that, man, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and start. We're gonna go right there. We're gonna go ahead and start about Houston. All right. So we're gonna get into that. At first, I was gonna say something else, but since you brought up Houston, we're gonna talk about it right now. So let's talk about it.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So there was
Oh, you ain't
a
gonna cue the music. Let's talk
Yeah,
about.
World of the Moon.
I don't
Oh,
because I remember this roadcast. I don't have all the sound effects and all that in here right now. So that's the reason
oh,
why. Yeah, I don't have the
you got
sound
to
check.
download it or do what it's called.
Yeah, you have to do a whole lot, and I
You
don't
have
have
to
it right
sync
now.
it or something, whatever it's
Let's
called.
talk about it. Come on,
So
you
you
sing
gonna
it then.
let's talk about it. See, it's always got to be that one on the show, just that one.
Yeah.
But let's talk about
So
Houston
yeah,
anyway.
so speaking of Houston, so Houston notorious rapper, one of the screwed up click rappers, Big Pokey, and he was performing live at his show, and then he had like he died basically. He passed out while he was in the middle of his act, well towards the end of his act, and he had passed out on the stage. Well, later on that night or later on that evening, he died at the hospital. Um, how do you guys feel about seeing that whole incident of Big Pokey having his last breath on stage performing, and you can see this over and over and over again with this incident that transpired with Big Pokey. How do you guys feel about that situation? Because it was really scary, and it was very um yeah, it was one of those type of things that you didn't think that you would actually see somebody actually go through that, while they're performing. How do you guys feel about this whole situation that's going on with Big Pokey?
Well, first of all, rest in peace to Big Pokey. It was very tragic to see.
Right?
I even saw the video before I even knew. I didn't know who Big Pokey was. Let me just put it out there. And when
Me
I
neither.
and then I started seeing all these posts, RIP, don't be sharing that. But the thing of it is, I'm assuming that the concert was live or whatever. And so just, out of habit, people were just sharing it. And as a result, they shared the part where he passed out. People didn't know he was gonna die. People didn't know what was going on. They could have thought it was a part of the act. No, nobody really knew. But subsequently he passed away. But you know, I don't think people shared it to be, mean or facetious or whatever. I just think people were just sharing it out of respect. I don't know. And I know a lot of people, I was reading some comments where people were getting mad. Oh, what about his family? And the sad thing about technology, I mean, that's just the age we're in where everything is shared, even a death like this one. It's just sad and unfortunate. And, something, and I just think, it was just a sad incident that happened to have been caught on camera, and people just shared it for whatever reason. And I don't know, it's just sad in either way to see somebody, take their last breath while they were performing. But the thing that got to me is the look he had on his face before he hit the ground. That right there was like, I was like, wow. And I knew something wasn't right. So, my
Right.
prayers up and love and prayers to his family for sure.
Right. EQ, so you didn't have no issue with them posting the video of that man's dying like that, that man's
I,
dead?
I think once we learned that he passed away, or once, I think, yeah, it probably should have stopped being shared. But again, people didn't know. But after people start finding out that he did pass, yeah, they probably should have stopped sharing it. But I never shared it. I just saw it. I just happened to see somebody else share it, and I was just like, oh wow, you know. But that's just. I mean, I know it's sad. Just like people having to find out on social media that their loved ones passed away. It's just that's just where we are. And is it right? No. Does it hurt? Is it Does it make people mad? Yeah. But it's just one of those sad and unfortunate incidents that happened to be caught on camera where people shared it. And you got to think, just because people are popular and famous and all this stuff, some people just don't care. Because you got to remember, everybody don't want to see you alive and doing good. Some people want to see you die. Some people wake up to live to see you take your last breath, and that's just sad and unfortunate. But that's just the world we live in. It's not
Right.
right, but it happens.
Right. G man, how you feel about it, guy? My guy. Do you have any problems with the video circulating like that?
That's what EQ was talking about. That's just unfortunately the society that we have now. And it's all about the clicks. It's all about who gets some attention, who can say I got something that nobody else got. I got an exclusive. Look at this. It's, whatever. I did not look at the video. Kind of try to choose, what I choose to click on for my own sanity. And like I don't want this, I don't see a man die, you know, on video, especially somebody that was so loved as Big Pokey was, especially here in Texas. So I didn't see the video, nor do I want to see it. But that's just a personal choice. I don't knock if anybody else chose to watch it, because it was like trending and whatever. But no, I didn't watch it. And do I have a problem with people watching, sharing it? That's a society that we have. So, fortunate, unfortunate, that's the reality of where we are.
But although that's a society that we actually live in today, it doesn't. That's once we found out the man had passed away from that, I believe that everything that was recorded that was trending at that time, all that stuff should have been taken down because you got to think about that man's family. That man got a mom, a father. He might have been a father, and so on and so forth, or whatever. I just really believe that just for the sake of the family and for his kids or whoever loved one don't have to see that man took his last breath on that stage like that. Because when you see the video, it's very cringeworthy and it's very scary to see, someone take, when you see somebody alive like that and then they fall flat out dead right there on the scene, you know, that should have been, I just it's mind boggling to see that or whatever. And I would like, man, look, they could at least just said, what, they could have taken it down and say this because they do it all the time. This is not available anymore or whatever, man. But this thing had been circulating all night long.
You didn't tell them to take George Floyd's video down. We watched him down on camera.
I want to take that down too.
No, yeah, I want that.
Yeah, I want to take no. We can talk about that because I want that taken down as well. And I didn't want to see that man die like that, brother. You know what I mean?
Well,
I didn't want to see none of that.
I don't know what the cause of death was. Like I said, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
If it is what people are alluding that it could be possibly, maybe it needed to be seen.
Yeah.
Maybe it helped somebody.
Whoa. We're gonna talk about something else regards that, whatever. But B-Dub, how you feel about the whole Big Pokey situation? Because you out there in Houston, B-Dub. How you feel about it, my guy?
What's going on, everybody?
Oh, we good, B-Dub.
What's up, Mr. Trans Ridge?
Yeah, I identify as a trillionaire, so I'm kind of in rare air. I'm my only person, but I own the whole world in my mind. Nah, but seriously though, first of all, I haven't seen the video. Don't want to see the video. If anybody try to send me the video, I'm probably gonna block you. And a lot of people don't know this, but Big Pokey is actually my favorite Houston rapper.
Oh,
so
wow!
I was a very big, am a very big Big Pokey fan. So yeah, it was rough hearing that news. And the fact that people sharing it, I mean, G-Man, EQ, both are correct. That's the society we live in. Now, does that mean we have to like it? No. And I don't like it.
Right.
I think there's a lot of things that people put on the internet that should not be on the internet, but it's kind of, it just goes with the territory of living in this digital space that we're in right now.
Right. But B-Dub, they were saying, because Will Melvin asked what was the cause of death. And at this moment, I haven't heard anything about the cause of death, what took Big Pokey's life. But they did say that he had some type of medical issues or whatnot because he was struggling with his weight at one point, and he had some other issues, some alien issues that was going on with his health. But if that was the case with his issues that he had, why did they have that man up there in the beginning for him to be up there, performing like that? Because when you saw him performing, you like he was. Have you guys ever seen or ever been on stage? It's already hot up there as is, but then you start adding the lights and all the stuff that's up there, man. It gets extremely hot up there, and with this guy's condition, how he was in. Man, it looked like he didn't need to be up there in the beginning, especially what he was fighting with. What you think about that, B-Dub?
I mean, that's a tough thing to say though, because you're telling somebody that they can't go earn a living,
right?
And even though your intentions may be well, and it might be in their best interest, at the end of the day, he's been dealing with weight issues for pretty much his whole life, and it hadn't really been too much of an issue up until recently. I mean, because I agree with you because like recently he's had actually been sick. Like before, okay, he's always been a big guy, but
Yeah,
he's never actually had something currently going on that so in that sense, yeah, maybe he should have pulled back or whatever, but at the same time, who are we to tell this man he can't go earn money? You see what I'm
right,
saying? And
right.
make his own life choices. So I think just the whole thing is just tragic, unfortunate. I feel for his family and his friends and everybody affiliated with the SUC that's affiliated with Big Pokey. And it's just messed up.
Yeah, it is messed up. It is messed up. Um, yeah, it's just when matter of fact, when I had saw it on social media, I was like, wow, I've heard of Big Pokey. I've never I've heard a few of his songs or whatever, but I knew who he was. And yeah, it was definitely a tragic to actually know the news and to know everything that transpired. So our hearts and prayers are with Big Pokey and his family and the fans as well, because especially if that's your favorite artist, like B Dub said, we definitely got to give our condolences and everything to him and his family and the fans as well, because there's nothing like these Houston legends, the Screwed Up Click, and everybody that paved the way for down south. Some of these classic music, some of these bangers that we have down south, and a lot of these guys down south, whatever, man. It's like they're just going, these people that we grew up listening to, and they're right, B Dub. Listen to these people, man. We talking about you know uh the Ghetto Boys and Scarface, and Scarface still alive, whatever, but you know, uh Pimp C and Bun B and all these guys, you know what I mean? And just to see this stuff just unfold, with these local guys down south, it's just horrible, man. So I want to give our condolences to them. Guys, and got anything else to add on with that on that saying? Okay, so the next subject we're gonna talk about, Ray Lewis' son, Ray Lewis, the Hall of Fame Baltimore Ravens linebacker. His son was found dead at the age of 28 years old, Ray Lewis III. And he's found in his hotel room. Now, I don't know all the details about what transpired, but they're trying to say that Ray Lewis' son died of a drug overdose. And if that's so, how what was it that made what was it that transpired to where Ray Lewis III, was able to get to these drugs, and what made him use these drugs and whatnot. So when you guys heard the news about Ray Lewis III dying like that at such a young age, what was you guys understanding, and how did you guys feel about everything that transpired with Ray Lewis' son? And before we get move forward, we want to say shout out and condolences to Ray Lewis and his son. I mean, his family and friends, and anybody that his son had touched. That's a horrible thing for a father or a parent to lose a son or a daughter. So, how do you guys feel about everything that happened with Ray Lewis III?
I heard. I mean, I can only go by what I heard. We don't know until official reports or autopsy, whatever comes out. Um, don't even know the kid. Like I said again, to my condolences to his family, to Ray Lewis and his family as well. No parent, want to bury their child. Again, I just heard, don't know if it's true, but it was some type of overdose, I'm assuming. I don't know. But again, it's just another sad and unfortunate incident. Um, just like, with Big Pokey or whatever. And we gotta, take care of ourselves and educate ourselves and just, try to do the best we can
Right.
or
B
whatever.
Dub, what you think about that, my guy?
I mean, it's just another tragic story. I agree with EQ. So far, there hasn't been a whole lot. The only thing they will confirm that it is suspected drug overdose,
Hmm.
but that hasn't been fully confirmed. But that's what they're going with right now. And I hadn't, there hasn't been a lot out there about him that I've seen. So I don't know that he's into any, you know, out there type of stuff or hang around any kind of people. For as all we know, he's just Ray Lewis' son. He's just a regular dude living his life. So it's unexpected, unfortunate, and again, prayers shout to Ray Lewis and his family and everybody that knew the young man, and hopefully God holding them right now. And I mean, that's all I can really say about it until we get some more information.
Right, right. G man, what you got, my guy?
Oh, I mean, always anytime a parent loses a child, it's a tragic situation, especially if it's under circumstances involving drugs. Again, we're talking about another young person dying of a narcotic or suspected illegal substance, whatever. So it's sad, it's tragic. I didn't know anything about Ray, his son, never heard of him, never. So I don't have any, outside of his my father losing the son is all I see it as. I know it's Ray Lewis, but I didn't know his son or what his son was into before his demise or whatever. It's just like he keep getting beat up. Said, you know, just condolences to them. And again, just like we talked about Big Pokey, if it was, hopefully, maybe in that somebody will, it may help somebody. It might,
Right.
and that's all you can hope to turn something like that into, maybe it can do some kind of good and not just be a headline. Another young
Right.
black man was killed or died. You know, hopefully, maybe it'll help somebody. But condolences to the family as always.
Yeah, G man, you stole. Well, go ahead, EQ, go ahead.
I
Go
want to
ahead.
add this. We lately, we've been seeing a lot of RIPS and, a lot of, young brothers and sisters, lives getting taken for, whether it's guns, drugs, violence, or whatever. You would think with all of that our community has gone through and seen and experienced, you would think at some point we'd learn to mesh together. I really wish and hope that we could take these incidents and learn from them and come together and say, you know what, hey, let me help you. Let's teach each other about drugs. Let's look at what drugs do to our communities, or let's look at what why our health is important, why wealth is important, why all of these things, why these things are so important. Let's look at each other as brother and sister and see the value that each of us are and have, and let's build from that, because everybody want to post RIP my homie. Oh man, no, not bro. But yeah, but what? Okay, but what about you? What are we doing to take these incidents and learning from them and continue to pour back into our communities and pour back into our neighborhoods to say, hey, you know what? Before we lose another young brother to drugs and violence, let's go help each other. I guess I'm just naive. I guess I don't know, but I just really, because you see all these, it's like everybody kind of glorify RIPs. What
Right,
about I love
right,
you, or I forgive you, or I'm sorry, or let me help you, or hey, I was wrong, or you right, or whatever? Why not take these hurtful moments, these negative times, and turn them around and empower us? Man, we would be a force to be reckoned with. And
right,
I think, in just even if they were drug overdoses, even if they were, whatever, we don't know people. We don't know the hand that life has dealt people. We don't know what their pain has been, what their stories have been. And I think it would behoove us to, even, hey, look, man, if you see a brother, sister out there that'll listen to you, talk to them, tell them, hey, you know what drugs can do to you and your family, or what? Because not only do drugs destroy a person, it destroys families too. Children, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, whatever. I really wish we could take these things and turn them around and just, help each other and be there for each other.
yeah, EQ, because for right now, we'll ride that RIP wave for about a week or two. By the
Man,
third
in
week, it'll start.
church.
Right. By the third week, it'll start dying down. Fourth week, you probably won't hear it no more. You know what I'm saying? You won't hear it again, and and it just be another. incident that we just kind of forget about. That's just how it is in society. And then life just go on, and we just move to the next,
Right.
situation, or somebody that passed away, a celebrity or a loved one, or whatever. That's just what we do, you
Right.
know. And here's the thing, and I hate to go back to this whole Big Pokey situation, whatever, but you're gonna see Big Pokey, all this music gonna keep on going hit sell record sales, and all his music go and his merchandise, all that's gonna go skyrocketed. But when he was alive, when Ray Lewis'
Right.
son was alive, no, like you said, EQ, nobody said I love you. Nobody bought none of Big Pokey's music and all that. Nobody did none of that. But the minute they gone,
No, they
they
bumped, they
cut.
bumped, they bumped Big Pokey.
But well, it's gonna be even harder now. You're gonna be listening to that. For like I told you, it's gonna be hitting strong for about 3 weeks to a month. It's gonna be on strong out there
It's gonna
now.
surge. It's gonna surge.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. But like you said, EQ, and then another thing that I want to write off of G Man's wave there, where he started talking about being too young, and all these other things that can be some contributing factor to us dying. We're not forgetting we also die under the knife as well. People out there getting these surgeries and stuff like that, they lose their life left and right. You know what I mean? And you know that's another thing that we have to be mindful of as well. These unforeseen tragedies that's happening in our communities, then we losing people left and right. But as far as like Ray Lewis son losing his son, my condolences go out to Ray Lewis and his family, and his friends and things like that or whatever. And I'm just like all you guys as well. As far as like, I did not know this guy, I never knew him at all. But I'm a father, and I know for a fact, and my parents, they lost a son as well, so I know how I see how that affects you in your personal life when you lose a loved one like that. You know what I'm saying? And something that you can't nobody try to get you out of that mindset. Can't nobody say, especially if you've never been in that position, can't nobody try to, make sense out of nothing like that if you've never gone through something like that at all, whatever. So, but my condolences with the family, and I pray that the Lewis family and his friends and everybody like that definitely find some healing going through the situation they're going through now, because they're gonna definitely need that. So that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get to the next topic. The next topic we're gonna discuss is John Amos. He is the Good Times father. He was known as James Evans on Good Times. Now, he has been recently been put inside the hospital, and for what they're saying, and what he is saying is elderly abuse. He's saying elderly abuse from his daughter, and they're saying that his daughter is trying to exploit him, uh, you know, while he's being in her care and custody and control or whatnot. But his daughter has came out and defended herself and saying that she's not responsible or caused no type of elderly abuse to John Amos, and she feels like he's being exploited. But from his mouth to everybody's ears, he's saying that the person that's doing the exploiting and causing elderly abuse is her. And I forget her name or whatnot, but this is what he is saying. This is what's going on in his life or whatever. And everybody know that that Good Times is a fan favorite when it comes to the shows in the 80s and sitcoms in the 80s. And John Amos was the TV's dad at the time or whatnot. When you guys hear about this story about John Amos, how do you guys feel about when it comes to elderly abuse? Because I'm gonna tell you something. One thing I don't play with, and one thing that I'm really, really hard on, is when you try, especially when you hurt somebody. If you hurt women, children, and kids, I mean women, children, and elderly people, that's a big no-no. How do you guys feel about that situation with what's going on with Mr. John Amos? B Dub?
Um, I mean, it's crazy, but it's kind of interesting though that this came out, because I would see occasionally videos would pop up on my timeline, him and his son, who is his identical twin, by the way. He's a
Yeah,
couple
look just
he's a
alike.
couple of shades lighter, but they are twins.
Look just
And
alike.
they post these little video shorts every now and again. It's kind of funny, just them having little dad son moments or whatever. So it was shocking to hear about it. which I literally just heard about it today, not too long before we got on. So I didn't even know till just recently. So that's kind of crazy. But why would he lie?
Right.
That's what I would say. Why would he lie about that? And we don't know. Maybe who we don't. I don't know. Let me put it like that. I don't know who's right or who's wrong or who's doing what. Uh, but what I do know is we have seen situations of children not doing the best by their parents when they get older in age, and especially when we talk about putting them in homes or live-in care and stuff like that. And John Amos never struck me as the type of guy who would lie for any particular reason. So I tend to want to believe whatever he say, but I mean, who knows? Like I said, I literally just heard about it 20, 30 minutes ago, so I definitely don't have any info on it. But if that is happening, I just think it's messed up. I think it's really messed up.
Yeah, it is messed up, B Dub. And to be honest with you, John Amos, he's still in his right mind, you know. So he don't strike me as the kind of guy that would just go and just splatter and just say what he, just throw some stuff on the wall, see what sticks. He knows what's going on inside his household, and he knows who has his best interests and who's doing right by him. And for him to say that his daughter is allegedly responsible for abusing him, and it never went into detail on what type of abuse that's going on with him. So let's make that, I want to make that clear that he never said that. Whatever he just said is elderly abuse. I don't know if it's physically, mentally, I don't know, and we don't have the information right now. But for him to open his mouth and say, he actually point the big finger at his daughter, that says a whole lot, because like I told you, he just don't strike me as an individual just going to be splattering anything or whatever, because he's active on social media. When you see him, like you ask him questions, he's very coherent, and he's very conscious of what he does and what he says. So he just don't strike me as an individual just to, be making stuff up. You can't say that, that he got, he's, Alzheimer's, dementia, nothing like that. You can't throw it out there, whatever, because he's been pretty vocal and very, very vocal about what it is that he does and how he moves. Like you got something to say out there, EQ.
Well, and when your parents get to a certain age, I mean, thank you, Will Melvin. Um, you don't throw your parents away. If you're trying to exploit them for money or whatever it is, you at this point in his life, this is a time when he needs his children or his daughter or whomever the most. And why would he make such an accusation if it's not true?
Right,
I'm like y'all, I don't think he's one of those people that's just doing this for publicity or attention. There's something wrong, whether
right,
it's coming from the nursing or hospital facility or from his daughter or whomever or family, because people think, especially family, when you have hit a certain level of stardom or success, your family tends to have that sense of entitlement, or want to walk around like you owe them something. He doesn't owe his children anything because he's the one who worked for that money. And I'm not saying that's the case here because we don't know. But my advice to her would, man, you cherish these times with your parents, especially with him because he's up in age. Because Good Times actually came out in the 70s.
right,
So, he's been in several movies and shows. So, this is a time where he needs you. So hey, cherish that time with your dad, man.
right. G man, you got some add on that, my guy?
I didn't. I didn't. I mean, I saw there was something about John Amos. And I wasn't clear on what the controversy was. Um, at the end of the day, as EQ said, that's still your father, and I agree with you, Mr. Know-it-all. He's very lucid. His faculties are there, uh, but sometimes kids act out and do certain things. Whether they trying to do something in your best interest or they got some ulterior motives. I always hate when family problems kind of come out to the public consumption, because no one really knows the in and outs of that house outside of them. We'll take one incident and like put a certain lens. Right, I did see that. It was, GoFundMe and all that stuff.
Right.
But if he said he fine, I'm gonna take the man on his word. He's a grown man. Seems to be very lucid. He doesn't seem like to be having deficient. He's not deficient with his, in any cool. You said you good. Okay, you good. You know, um, but also, we always kind of assume that a celebrity, whether they current or not, have money. They should have money. They shouldn't be asking for donations and stuff like that. I mean, you never know what people are really going through and how they're really living. Like
Right.
he was, he did a lot of stuff. He did what was one of those old pimp movies that I want to say he was on with Huggy Bear. Anyway, he's played a lot of different things and made cameos here and there. I don't know what his pockets look like. You don't know. No one knows.
Right.
But sometimes men have pride. Like if I was an older guy, my kids too much. We need to take a collection. You bet not. If I live under that bridge, just leave me under that bridge. Don't y'all be out here talking about begging them. Nah, Oh, you take care of me. You my kid. You owe me.
Yeah.
If I'm doing bad and you over there doing nice, we gonna be living nice.
Yeah.
I will be that father. Yeah. I'm staying with y'all. I'm
But
gonna be a
G-Man,
burden. Use a burden on me for.
yeah. But G-Man, but whether you guys want to believe it or not, for him, this is an outcry. For him to throw this out there that comes from his mouth. This is an outcry. And we're gonna see, how this is going to unfold because it looks like G-Man, this is about to get messy, man, because his daughter has come out and got some representatives representing her and it's
It's
about to get
already
nasty.
messy. It's
Yeah,
already
yeah,
messy.
yeah. It's about to get messy, man.
But again, I always hate to see family infighting like that, especially parents, parents to children,
Right,
because we all know how touchy and dicey that can be as parents.
right.
You never want to fall out with parents, and it's always going to be over something like money or something like that.
Right. I was gonna say that, G man. It's the underlining factor with this is money. It's
I
all
want to
about the
know.
money.
I want to know what his sons have to say about it. Cause that's why I said that's interesting. Because at least with the one son, we know that they close. Cause we see him on social media all the time. So I wonder what he think about it. Or I believe he has another son as well. Like I want to know what they think about this situation. I would be curious to know. I'm gonna dig into that a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely. And you know what, B Dub, when we actually find some more information about this, we definitely have to bring it up in another show because, like I said, this one here, I think it's going to get some. This is right here. It's just like somebody that's smoke right now. When that's smoke, that's fire, and fire is coming behind this one. So we're gonna definitely keep a close eye on
Kind
that.
of
And go ahead.
kind of brings me into that Brian McKnight kind of thing we was just talking about when
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
kids come around talking this and that, and then they fall out over what money.
Right. Most definitely. Most definitely. Before we get to our final topic, we want to say thank you guys for joining the Burning Coast podcast. We do this every Tuesday, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. We just thank you guys for the love and support and adulation you give to the Burning Coast podcast. We thank you for all the comments and all the views that we've gotten. So continue to subscribe, hit that like button, share. It's free 99. It don't cost you no dime to actually hear the content that we're putting out there. And this is what we do, and this is how we do it. So we say thank you guys, and we love you. But we do have some comments, and this came from my guy Will Melvin. Will Melvin, again, we thank you for joining the show. He said, "What was the cause of death of rest in peace to Big Pokey?" And then he also said, "I asked because in the video he looked a lot smaller than normal. He used to be huge." And then he said, "EQ is preaching." And then we have Mr. Deontay Thomas. He said she tried to do a GoFundMe and he refused it. Yep, and we definitely read that as well when it came to John Amos. Him and his family, his daughter tried to do a run GoFundMe for him, and he just wasn't trying to hear that. So with all that, it's letting you know that this man, like G Man said, that everything is working with the mental wise. He's not, you can't say that he, don't know what's going on and what's happening to him. So he's very well aware of everything. So the last and final conversation that we got to discuss, and I brought it up on the Miss Know It All Reactions Radio Live show. The Home Depot girl. Have you guys seen that video that went viral? And Shaquille O'Neal jumped into this beautiful woman's DM. And the story with the Depot woman is a beautiful woman. She took a lunch break and she went inside the bathroom to take a selfie photo. Well, when she took a selfie photo, uh, it, she posted it and it went viral. Very attractive woman, and she had went on to say that just because she's a pretty woman, that a lot of customers, we should say customers that come inside Home Depot, they said to her that she's too pretty to work at Home Depot. And her response to this was, listen, I'm not too pretty to work. I'm just trying to do, I have a good job. I work a 9 to 5, and this is my job trying to get me through college. Nothing wrong with that at all. But the disrespect start coming in. Most of these people who are very insensitive, don't give a damn, and we just gonna call it like that. These monsters out there, they're trying to connect the dots with telling her, well, you should join, you should have a fans only page, and you should join what's the Hugh Hefner's Playboy Mansion. I mean, it goes on and on and on. But she burst everybody's bubble and said, no, look, listen here. I am a Christian woman. I don't get down that way. I don't make my money like that. I don't see nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5 job. And I had to applaud that woman for her comeback because, you know, um, we live in society will definitely say goofy stuff like that, and don't nobody want to get down and just make their own money. And they always trying to sexualize the beautiful black sisters. So B Dub, EQ, Gentleman Jamal, what do you guys think about that story with the Home Depot woman? And she's out of Houston, by the way. She's out of Houston.
That's America for you.
Only in America.
That's social media for you.
Yeah.
Because listen, I was just having this conversation a couple of different times this week with different people. Because I had something that had dawned on me. I came to a revelation. Younger women, or women in general, want to date older men. Women always want to date older men, particularly younger women want to date older men. And you say, okay, cool, no problem.
Like Percy Earl.
But the problem is those same women condemn men for dating younger women. But if men stop dating younger women, then who you gonna date? It's the same situation here, because if she did have an OF, or if she was doing some of these thought activities to earn her income, we'd be like, why can't you just work a regular job? Why women always got to use their body to make money? This woman out here working a regular job. Oh, you should use your body to make money. Like we just gonna be anti just for the sake of being anti, because that's just where we at in America right now. We gonna always say the opposite. And I guarantee you, none of those dudes, unless Drake come down here to Houston, none of those dudes telling her, "Oh, you too pretty to be working at Home Depot." Okay, well, take her out of Home Depot then.
Yeah.
Oh, they telling her that, but they ain't gonna take her out of it. They just
because they can't.
Right.
you work at Burger King. How you gonna take her out of Home Depot with your Burger King check? So shut the hell up.
Yeah, what he said. Shut the hell up.
EQ, what you thought? What's your thoughts about this whole situation with this woman, the Home Depot woman?
So she went in the bathroom, took a picture of herself, posted on social media.
Yeah.
Is that what you said? Okay,
yeah,
maybe
and she's saying
a little people change. I don't know.
Right, but she's saying that she's not too good to work a regular 9 to 5 job. Despite the fact that these people are saying, hey, why are you working at Home Depot? You too pretty to not be working at Home Depot.
Man,
you should be doing this. You should be doing that versus working at Home Depot.
Man, look, let me tell you something. What if she the district manager for Home Depot? What if she the store manager? Have you know what store managers at Home Depot make? What if she's the lumber manager, or or the regional or area manager? I mean, we can't put looks with places of employment, especially when you got families to feed or you got bills to pay, or she's trying to, better her life. Who cares, so long as she's making an honest living and doing what she has to do to provide for herself and whomever. That's not our business. And we worry so much about looks. What does maybe she's what that store needs. Maybe she has the mindset, or she's goal oriented to push that store to get the numbers, or to make the sales that it need to stay afloat or whatever. We really worried about somebody's looks and where they work. I see a lot of fine brothers working at Taco Bell. I
Right.
they
But
may be
why you
trying to
don't
catch
save
up.
them?
They may be trying to catch up on their child support now, because I need them to make my chicken burrito. So I ain't gonna stop them from working there. I'd rather see a brother working at Taco Bell and going to go punch the clock at Home Depot than out here trying to sell drugs, knowing that you, especially where we live, all y'all trying to sell dope on the same block. No, it is a better way. It may take you a long time to get there, but there's a better way. And so what's wrong with it? Hey, big shout out to sis, because guess what? If my job say, hey, you can't teach no more, I'll go to Home Depot and get a job. Now I ain't gonna be no cashier, but I'm gonna be a store manager or something.
Right,
Or
right.
I'm
But
gonna
see,
work in the office.
You gonna be a stocker.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Load,
stalk all
unload
the
the
old
truck.
dudes. Oh yeah.
but EQ, to your point, EQ, like there's nothing wrong with no hard, honest day
Nothing.
grinding work, getting tough and on your knees and making your money.
On
Ain't
your
nothing
knees.
wrong with
Wait,
that.
hold on. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
On
Wait a
your
minute, wait
knees.
a
Ain't
minute. Yeah,
nothing
y'all
wrong. As
ain't
Mr.
nothing.
Know say, ain't nothing wrong with getting on your knees
Say, man, y'all in the gutter.
and earning
Let them give you
your
some
You
money.
said it?
Hey, man,
You,
maybe
no, I'm
maybe it
talking about
came
y'all.
out.
You the one said it.
Maybe it came
female.
out wrong. It came out
Views and
wrong, man.
opinions of
Boy,
Mr.
boy.
Lloyd Pause. Miss Lloyd, we know where your mind at. You playing with all these toys, you say. I
Ah.
mean, I'm just saying. But I agree. There's nothing wrong with anybody making a honest.
No, man, we
Because
gotta
y'all,
quit.
what if we didn't have that pretty one, people like her in these positions that take care of us when we go into these stores and get what we need? It takes people like her to stock those shelves for lumber and paint and whatever else you may need for your home. So we could stop that.
Man, EQ, that too.
Fine,
Hey,
ain't excuse from hard work.
man,
Cut
tell
it
me
out.
about it. And EQ, and while you sitting up there gloating about how
Hell,
you
I'm
look or
trying to
whatever, the
see
damn
what there is. I ain't
them
got
bi-
nothing to work.
EQ, them bills and everything piling up, but you don't want to get out there and go hustle with her because you think you too pretty and you too cute. Man, you better put that to the side and get out there and make your money. I don't care what you got to go do. You better get out there and go get the grinding and hustling and do what you got to do, and trying to put that to the side about how good you look with her. Because at the end of the
Mine don't
day,
pay bills, baby.
right,
You
it don't
don't
pay no
pay
bills at
bills.
all, man. You better go out there and go grind.
Here's the thing, though. Two things real quick. Number one, we don't even know, and especially Shaq with his thirsty self. She
Oh
might got a
man.
whole husband and a family at home.
Right,
We don't
true.
even know that.
We
Oh,
don't need
but
Cause,
B
cause,
Dub,
cause, cause
but
she
B
didn't.
Dub, he shot his shot. Said, "Well, tell your boyfriend I said hello." He shot his shot. Shaq
Well,
shot his shot at that
nobody
woman,
wants
man.
that big old
He
stuff.
shot his shot. Go ahead, B Dub. I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
No, it's the thing about it is, first of all, people acting like she posted a picture just wearing the apron only. Like this woman had on clothes. She was fully
Oh,
clothed. Cause the picture I seen, she had on jeans and a sweater with a
Yeah,
with a thing on, that apron on or
apron.
whatever.
Yeah.
So, and then the second thing is, there's pretty women everywhere working regular jobs. So it just goes to show how twisted of a society we have turned into, to where something like this could go viral. Because I guarantee you, there's a pretty chick working at McDonald's, working at Bed Bath and Beyond, Bath and Body Works, any normal, just regular place, FedEx, Amazon. There's pretty women out there. Everybody, every female who is blessed to have slightly above or above average looks is not trying to start a fan page, and they not out there thotting and twerking on Instagram. But this
Right.
this is what we come to in a society where we really believe that if you are high on the social acceptable scale of attractiveness, then you have to use your body to make money, and that's the only way you can do it. Like,
Right.
there's not women out here that's running whole companies or VPs or all this other kind of stuff that are attractive women but have careers. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
hey,
think that's crazy, period, that this even went viral, that this is even a thing.
Yeah, it is a thing, B though. That's unfortunate. And here's the thing, though. we'll bypass a normal looking chick, and she probably got all the money. B Dub, you know that we'll bypass her. Want to give her a second, twice a look at her or whatever. She might, but she might be the owner, she might be the VP, the president, and so on and so forth. Well, you won't know none of that because you won't even give that woman a shot. But with this woman here, beautiful woman that's working, a regular job or whatever, man, you want to ask all these why you work the way you look, come on, man.
It's the Drake effect. It's the Drake effect.
G-Man,
I met a stripper. She too pretty to be stripping. Like,
yeah.
it's the Drake effect.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jim and Jamal.
This is the thing about the woman who has all this and all that. Men are physical creatures. You're not looking at a chick, and I wonder how much money she has. I wonder does she have a good heart? No, you're looking at a physical appearance first in most cases. Then if she has some other stuff behind it, sure. Now, in her case, she made a post. She started it when she put, something like this. Days like something like I'm too, make it real. I'm too pretty to work. Something like this.
She said that.
Yeah, look at the original post. That's how it went.
Okay, so I didn't see that.
Yeah, she started it off on herself, saying, remind me something like that. I'm too pretty to work, and then Shaq jumped in the DMs, and then she posted what Shaq said, and everybody said you fumbled the bag. You're not supposed to release what Shaq said. He got in your DM. You supposed to take advantage of that. You got Shaq in your DMs trying to hit you up. You supposed to not make that public. And she made it public, and then that's when it kind of took off. But to what Miss Note I was saying, she said, no, I'm not going to do all that because, I have values, I have morals or whatever. And like everybody's saying, this is a society you have where you take somebody who says, I don't want to do OnlyFans, I don't want to put myself out there in that light. And then you have people pushing back saying, no, whatever, show yourself, sell yourself, whatever. Where they, like you say, should be applauding her, even though, okay, she's pretty, very, very, attractive young lady, but she chose not to monetize that, not to say, hey, I'm finna go on the dick carousel, and I'm not finna do an OnlyFans and get this money from these dudes. So she should be applauded for that. We need more young ladies to follow that suit. Ultimately, because that OnlyFans stuff is going to burn out. All that beauty and all that is, it has a timestamp on it. I mean, look at EQ. EQ used to be hot. Now look at it,
Oh,
Bastard. I'll tell you something. That's why you short.
Oh, nah.
I feel hot. Big
Nah, I can't let you do my girl EQ like that. Nah, no sir, no
It's
sir,
just
Out of pocket.
no sir.
It's
That beauty, that beauty ain't going nowhere. I don't know what's wrong with you, man. Oh no,
Baby, all this voluptuousness is baby.
already, baby. Tell them about it, baby.
This a whole buffet, not no snack.
Already, baby. You got, you got to come on with it.
No man
Yes,
want
man.
no
You got
bite-sized woman.
We say nobody want who or what?
No
Let me
bite.
stop. Oh, snack pack. Get on out of here.
Hey, I was looking at which Home Depot she was working at. I was gonna make my way down. I got some DeWalt tools I need to buy anyway.
You could just go there and buy something.
Hey, G-Man.
I just don't happen to be in the area.
I'm over trying to build a fence in my backyard.
Yeah,
I need some cement or something. I need to go and which Home Depot are you at?
Yeah, which Home Depot are you at?
Oh man. Oh man, that's a good one, man. But hey, you guys, we appreciate you guys for joining another episode of the Brandon Coles podcast, where we go live every Tuesday, 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're gonna go ahead and go with our final conclusions here. EQ, B Dub, Gentleman Jamal, what you guys got so we can close this another episode out?
I just want to say this to parents: if our kids need to be learning how to read. We are seeing our state scores released, and y'all, they are sad. I'm talking from 3rd grade all the way up to 12th grade. They are, y'all, it'll make you want to cry. And because of this No Child Left Behind Act, these kids are being promoted reading and writing on a second and third grade reading level, going to eighth and ninth grade. So we have a real crisis in education, and it's going to take the parents. And parents, if you're not educated, we live in a technological world where everything is at your fingertip. It's no excuse, but our kids are suffering big time. Get them off these games, off these off this music and all this stuff that's polluting their mind, that's keeping them from learning. Find something constructive and positive for them to do for the summer. And that's all I got.
Wow, G-Man.
Uh, Nobody told you they love you today. We do. And ain't nothing you can do about it.
Amen about that,
Y'all,
B-Dub.
Do something today that your future self will thank you for.
Amen to that.
Amen.
And the burner codes give you the bag moment. Sensitivity. Be mindful of what you post out there on social media. Go back and
Absolutely.
watch these episodes of the Burning Codes podcast. But we just tell you guys, be sensitive, be thoughtful, put yourself in that person's shoes, especially if you lose a loved one. So be mindful and please know before you hit the go button. Please, make sure you take that be considerate of others. All right. So now that you got the bag, what you're going to do with it, and also make sure you tune in tomorrow to the Miss Know It All Reactions Radio live show. I go live tomorrow on Twitch, 9 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. If you want to hear some classic R&B and soul music and doo-wop, that is definitely the place to be tomorrow. YouTube took me down, but we're going to take it over to Twitch. Go ahead, EQ.
Hold up. I just want to tell G Man, don't ever hate on me because I'm trans slender. That's what I identify as. Okay. You better get your ass on. Don't play with me. Hell, I forgot to tell you. You better know. Cue the music. Let's get off of here.
I go out the name of Miss Know It All Reacts. We have I got Bougie Weirdo, First Lady, Educated Queen, and G-Man. We say thank you guys so long. We will see you guys next Tuesday for another episode of the Burning Coals podcast. We say peace and we love you guys. Enjoy. See you soon.